by Solutions 93.9 FM.
Well, I think I really play great tennis, and I think I handled that pressure really well, and I'm super proud of this win, and happy to be in another final. I was super emotional. I was just like, oh my gosh, no way it's happening. Please just close this match. Of course I was emotional, and then there was another kind of like easy shot that not like I missed, but I didn't make the right decision. But, the whole match, I was just keep telling myself into the next one, just one step at a time. Don't worry about the past. Just like try better in the next point.
Aryna Sabalenka into another final for the Grand Slam, and it is the last Grand Slam of the year. After beating Jessica Pegula, coming from a set down of 4-6 to win 6-3, 6-4. Well, nobody saw that coming, but hey, a lot of people also might have expected Sabalenka to go this route in an easy fashion, but hey, she met Jessica Pegula, but I don't know, maybe Jessica Pegula had a heartbreak, or somebody just was throwing kisses to her at the at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. But hey, nobody's throwing kisses to us this morning, but we have to enjoy the show because it's all men's show. But Saturday you have a lady on board. My name is Oladapo Kudubi, aka Young Striker 9. Ganzi Abdugani is in the building this morning. Okay, you don't let us use the sports wizard this morning because today is the birthday of the prophet.
Yeah.
But Ganzi is not. Is it a sports prophet? No, there's a guy called sports prophet.
Okay, there's a guy called. I'm a sports wizard.
But don't use it today.
Yeah.
Put it down.
All right.
Ganzi is in the building.
Yeah, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. It feels good to be back on the radio this Friday morning, and of course we're set again to preach the Friday sermon to you according to the world of sport. Like you said, a sweet victory for Aryna Sabalenka, defeating Jessica Pegula in the wee hours of today, and also Naomi Osaka got knocked out. Even though I predicted at least the final finish for Naomi Osaka, but at the end of the day, she got beaten by the young sensation we saw at the Wimbledon, 7-6, 6-7, 3-6 attended in the wee hours of today. So bye-bye to Naomi Osaka, the lady who defeated Coco Gauff. But guess what? Amanda Anisimova is also a homegrown player. She's also an American. So she has the support going into the final against Aryna Sabalenka. But I hope what happened to her at the final of the Wimbledon, 6-love defeat to Iga Swiatek will not happen when she takes on Aryna Sabalenka this weekend.
I mean, look at the result here. The winners lost their first set going into the last two sets. So, I mean, for Naomi Osaka, we'll also listen to her, but for her, I think maybe she has made herself proud, looking at how she has been, struggling and going to the Grand Slam, even beating home girl Coco Gauff in the quarterfinal to move to the semi-final stage.
Yeah, aside a quality on the court, I feel like he's also an amazing human being that stays in a sort of relationship she enjoys with Coco Gauff, and not just Coco Gauff, a number of female tennis stars. She's not a bitter loser like Aryna Sabalenka. I remember there was a time Coco Gauff defeated Sabalenka and she was saying a whole lot. Naomi Osaka is someone who is very amazing. She knows what the game entails, and she's actually an American partially because she also grew up in America, even though she's not from there originally. So I think she's amazing all around. She just needs to improve her skills and see what she can do next year in the tennis season.
All right, let's listen to Naomi Osaka, and after that we look at the big one going down today in the ATP category.
Honestly, I don't feel sad. It's really weird. Well, it's not weird because I just feel like I did the best that I could. And honestly, it's kind of inspiring for me because it makes me just want to train and try to get better and hopefully, just give it my very best shot again and see what happens. But I think I can't be mad or upset at myself. So.
All right, well, Naomi Osaka there, not been mad at herself, losing in the semi-final, but you may also look at the lady she played against, but it is what it is. We'll move on. So the final of the WTA of the US Open, it will be between Aryna Sabalenka and Amanda Anisimova. So if you have to put your coin now on any of the players to win the WTA. of the US Open.
Honestly, on paper, it looks like it's Aruna Sabalenka's game to lose. But for Amanda Anisimova, the fact that she lost the Wimbledon final in that fashion, I know she would have taken 1 or 2 cues from that final and bring it to the tomorrow's final against Aruna Sabalenka. But remember, Sabalenka is more experienced. She's been at this stage, a couple of times. She's not new to the terrain, so to say. But of course, if an upset is going to happen, definitely Amanda Anisimova has all it takes to make that happen. But Aruna Sabalenka is my favorite on paper. She's more talented, more skilled, and of course, she has better experience going into the final.
And by the way, she has a vlog that she's running at the moment, so maybe that can also push her, and YouTube can give her accolade with a few days or few weeks.
Honestly, for
some
reasons, I want Amanda Anisimova to win, but I know that's going to be a tall order, honestly. But for some
based
reasons,
on odds,
yeah, exactly. I just want Amanda Anisimova to win. I mean, a young tennis star. She got a chance. She had a shot at the Grand Slam. At the Wimbledon, but she could not attain it, and she was beaten mercilessly by Go Swiatek. If it was a keenly contested final, maybe we would have given her an outright chance this time. But it was a final that she would never dream to, live again. 6-love defeat. Aruna Sabalenka can also be ruthless, but all things being equal, I believe Sabalenka should, show up, and Anisimova is going to pull up a surprise. Definitely something we'd love to see in female tennis.
All right, pulling up is giving me a different vibe on the show. But now let's go straight to the ATP this one. All right, looking at the ATP semi-final, Novak Djokovic against Carlos Alcaraz, 8 o'clock tonight.
God.
Where will the pendulum swing?
Honestly, I think we have to call Comrade Ayodeji Bishop and ask him to answer that
Mr. Pendulum.
I mean, it's going to be difficult. Djokovic is also, one of the most celebrated tennis stars. Carlos Alcaraz, a young sensation doing wonders in the world of tennis. And one thing Djokovic has alluded to is the fact that if anybody would stop him from winning the title he wants to win, it has to be Carlos Alcaraz or even Yannick Sinner. And I knew I was going to face either of them at one point or the other in this tournament. And at the end of the day, today is going to be the day they are going to face. Honestly, I feel like Djokovic can definitely try his best. But in terms of quality, in terms of stamina, in terms of the young age advantage, you have to give it to Carlos Alcaraz. Djokovic has the quality, he has the skills, he has the experience, but age is no longer on the side. There are some skills you can definitely deploy if you are still pretty much young, you are still athletic. There are some movements you can put up, on court, but Djokovic cannot do all of those things anymore. There was one particular highlight I saw on the US Open page. I think was it Dan Evers or one American tennis player? The guy that he was playing against put the ball at the edge of the court. This guy don't feel good. He had to fall. He tried his best, but due to the fact that he was not being athletic anymore, the age was no longer on the side, he could not actually hit the ball back. So I feel like Djokovic will just try his best. By the end of the day, Carlos Alcaraz might just be too odd for him to handle.
I know that this is not the first time that both players are meeting at this kind of stage, even in the final. But there was a time, I think the last time both of them met at the final, it was Novak Djokovic winning here. But let's see what happens.
That was at the Olympics, if I'm not mistaken. It should be at the Olympics.
So if you now look at Djokovic, who would you like to see in final? Carlos Alcaraz versus Yannick Sinner, or Djokovic versus Yannick Sinner, or Djokovic versus Felix Auger-Aliassime?
See, that match between Felix Auger-Aliassime and Yannick Sinner is an outright victory. All things being equal for Yannick Sinner. I don't think that would be a tough clash for Yannick Sinner. But Djokovic, Carlos Alcaraz, I believe the winner would actually come from this pairing. Either Djokovic or Alcaraz, whoever wins would eventually get to win the US Open. All
right, well, Ganzi has said it. Is Abdul Ghani today. Sports result tomorrow. All right, well, you guys, that's well. We're getting messages on our Facebook fan page this morning. Remember, you can jump on the Facebook fan page, Solutions 939 FM, Solutions 939 FM, Facebook, YouTube, but part of the show. Commentator Jalal Shureri saying, watching you from Oyo. Good morning, Abib Muiwa Tijani. Not Tijani Babangida. Saying, watching you from Arara Makinde up Liverpool, and Adeboje Yusuf saying, good morning, sir. Now, let's quickly talk about Serena Williams and her sister Venus. They are now partners in a new initiative to provide opportunities for young people from under-resourced communities through tennis and education. The Williams Family Excellence Program was announced on Thursday at the US Open, along with the USTA Foundation, between women's semi-final matches, with Venus Williams taking part in the on-court ceremony. Maybe this is the reason Venus Williams had to, get a wild card to play at the US Open, to also show her face, then make the announcement. If she wasn't there, maybe a lot of people may not really give them that, that touch. But here, Venus Serena giving back to the community.
Yeah, I mean, it's something black people love to do, especially black people in America. They love giving back to the community. And I love this initiative because they also knew it was difficult for them, gaining prominence in a sport dominated by men and even whites. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like they knew it's actually difficult for a lot of young tennis stars, especially female tennis stars, and they want to give back to the community and see how they can, make integration into tennis for these young female stars very easy. So I think it's a good initiative. Hopefully we get to see the long running of this, not something that will stop even if Venus Williams calls it quit from the world of tennis. And like you said, maybe that's the reason she actually got a wildcard entry, because she played the singles and also played the doubles in this particular edition of the US Open. So I think it's something welcome. And look at the age of the age bracket of those people they want to actually consider 13 to 25. That's when you can actually catch them young. If you can give them the mentorship they need at that age, definitely they can also grow up to become the next Venus Williams, the next Serena Williams,
and the next Coco Gauff.
Actually,
all right. Well, you got that, and now let's just move on and talk basketball on the European scene. Remember, Euro basketball is ongoing at the moment, and update we got is that defending champion Spain was eliminated from Euro basket in the group stage when it lost 90 to 86 points to Greece, which was led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, so 25 points and 14 rebounds on a Thursday. Now, looking at some of other results of games, if you look at how the basketball, we saw the Afro basket and we saw a lot of results, but now here in Europe. So if you keep dragging, we have African players, the African basketball tournament is not really getting the awareness, and even the Euro basketball is also not getting the awareness as expected, despite having NBA stars here.
Yeah, the NBA is like the face of basketball worldwide, not just even in America alone. That's the most followed basketball league across board. So you don't expect the Euro basket. I think the one that's even a bit better, where we get to see more awareness, is the Olympics or maybe the FIBA World Cup. For continental showpieces, they don't get the awareness like that. Basketball is not even a popular sport across the world. It's football here and there. Just in some location, that's where you get to see them follow basketball back to back. But of course, yesterday games were decided in the Euro basket. In Group C, Bosnia and Herzegovina defeated Georgia 84 to 76 points. Italy Cyprus attended 89 points to 54 points in favor of Italy. Spain also lost to Greece, just like young striker said, 86 to 90 points. And also in Group D, Poland lost by 1 point to Belgium, 69 to 70 points. Israel were beaten by Slovenia 96 to 106 points, and France defeated Iceland 114 to 74 points.
All right, you got that. Talking basketball. Yes, now we'll move to Formula One. Lewis Hamilton. Well, let's see what happens this weekend at the Italian Grand Prix. Remember what happened right in the Netherlands, but yeah, he will be starting, I think, 10 points or 5. Okay, 5 plays a grid penalty. Now, Lewis Hamilton admits he was left shocked by the hardcore 5 plays grid penalty he has been given for this weekend's Italian Grand Prix. Hamilton says that he will learn from it and is very motivated to make up the group he will lose, the ground he will lose on Sunday's grid on his first Monza weekend as a Ferrari driver. I think this is looking like a cost than a blessing, honestly, to Ferrari. Lewis, that's the situation of Ferrari at the moment.
I feel like for both parties actually, because he went to join Ferrari for rejuvenation, to be back in the game, to be back to competing for the constructors, title and even the drivers championship. By the end of the day, it looks like he has gone from frying pan to fire. Honestly, the season that has not been so good for him, and now he's getting a 5-place grid penalty for the Italian Grand Prix. I don't know how he's going to fare, but I think this season is done and dusted already. We already know the contenders and we already know the pretenders. Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen, these are the guys that dominate right now. For Lewis Hamilton, I guess he has to go back to the drawing board and see what the next season will look like for him.
All right, now talking boxing, I think we have a lot in the first half here. We were talking about testing of female boxers, female athletes as well. Now look at what we are seeing here about a female athletes. Now the French women's team have been barred from boxing world championships in Liverpool because they missed the deadline for sharing genetic sex test results. Was it last week that we were talking about athletes?
I think it was on Saturday. Was it on Saturday?
I think on Friday or Saturday.
Maybe Friday, Saturday.
But now this is happening to France. It has happened to some Nigerian athletes. Maybe we now come out to say that maybe some of these boxers will now say, hey, the federation did not tell us, or the federation did not do the right thing.
Well, honestly, it's something that happens everywhere. It's not peculiar to Africa or even Nigeria, so to say. It happens everywhere. It's just, the administrators not being up to task, not being up to standard, not doing what they're supposed to do as and when due. That's, the result of everything. But for France, honestly, it looks like they, maybe they got over their head. Something they should have done, just submit the genetic sex test results. What the Boxing World Championship does not want to happen is that they don't want male, competing in a female sport. Exactly. That was why they
or
said,
the female category.
Yeah, just submit genetic sex result. There's notice people are actually women and not, men who have changed their genetics or all of those things. So I think the deed is done already. There's nothing they can do. They've been barred from the Boxing World Championship. They just have to, go back and see where they need to, improve and what they need to do. And I remember, according to reports we got yesterday, they said those tests are actually banned in France. So the French Boxing Federation sent the 5-member team to a lab in Leeds on Monday to take those tests. Oh, they could not do the test in France. So they actually had to go to UK. Okay,
so it shows that we should not continue to drag NFF, drag Nigerian Athletics Federation, drag some. Not that we shouldn't drag them, but you know what the rules are.
Exactly.
You want to participate in a tournament,
and there was a deadline. You knew the deadline.
You just have to follow.
Exactly.
Let's follow sport this morning. So we'll go straight and talk football, and we'll look at the NPFL. Look at some teams that got away wins, some teams yet to lose in the NPFL,
and some teams yet to score as well.
Yes, and we'll look how far they can go this weekend. Do not go anywhere. Still Kickoff Sports Show live on Solutions 93.9 FM.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Okay, check the time right now. It is 9:17 right now, and about moving to 9:18 after 1 second. So it's now 9:18. Now let's just quickly look at the NPFL. But I still want to ask a question. Do we say that the NPFL is not under NFF because you have you have Nigeria playing at home in the World Cup qualifiers, and you're still saying that the NPFL must go on? I feel there should be a respect to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, most especially. I mean, what if the Super Eagles coach Eric Shell had invited some NPFL players into the national team?
Well, I feel like it's just the way we do things in Nigeria. When you look at the football calendar on the European continent, it's different. The Premier League is currently not on, and the Three Lions of England can play their games because 90% of the English players actually play in the Premier League. So it won't make sense for the league to be running, and their coach Thomas Tuchel is inviting virtually all of those players at those top clubs. So I think they have an harmonized calendar over there. But in Nigeria, it is always like that. Maybe it's time for the NFF, the NPFL board, to have a roundtable discussion and see how they can harmonize the calendar. Anytime we've got the Super Eagles in action, maybe all NPFL games should be suspended for that weekend. It has happened before, at some time. So I think they should also consider doing that, again. And like you said, you made a valid point. What if some of those players have been invited into the Super Eagles camp? Then when that happens, imagine inviting like maybe 5 players from Remo Stars, 2 from Shooting Stars. Then what happens to Remo Stars when they face their opponent, what it was this weekend?
It would have been an opportunity for some of these players to also shine.
Exactly.
But it is what it is now. Let's look at some matches going down this weekend. All matches will be going down on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's after Super Eagles game.
Yeah.
I mean, Super Eagles game playing on Saturday.
Tomorrow, yeah.
And MPFL is going down on Sunday. But let's look at some of the games. Barao FC against Bendel Insurance. Barao lost against it was Kun Khalifa that lost against Remo Stars. Barao FC will host Bendel Insurance. Remember, Bendel Insurance dropped a point against Shooting Stars. Academy Warriors host Rivers United. Eyimba host Nasarawa United. Kano Pillars travels to play Katsina United. Kun Khalifa will be up against Kwara United.
Not certain here. They might not show up.
Kwara is between Southwest and North.
Not actually.
So maybe it will be easier for Kun Khalifa.
No, Kun Khalifa is actually from Imo
I
State.
So Imo.
Yeah.
Imo. It's not. It won't be that far for them. But maybe someone would have just come around.
They might not show up honestly because
why can't they go and see the likes of? Okay, well, we have Obi Kubana throwing his weight behind Enyimba International. Maybe Kesi Limpopo.
They need sponsors, honestly. I think they need government sponsorship the more. Because the reason they are actually doing all of this is because they know Atlant is not playing in the NPFL. So that should make room for them, to be accommodated into the budgets of Imo State government.
This is not a state-owned club.
I know it's a private.
So what is the relationship of the owner with the state government?
Okay, I think that's
if the government can give you enabling environment for you to use the home pitch owned by the state government, it is not a problem. If you are if the FA is giving you the backing, it is not a problem. So the question is, why did you go into the league when you knew you were not going to have enough fund to prosecute games?
Yeah, and there was actually a report that says
they wanted to sell slots.
Exactly, Atlant wanted to get the slots, but they refused to sell.
Now, what they could have done, I feel, was okay. Why don't you allow the club allow the management of the club drop and bring in a management that will be funded, that will know how to fund the club.
Exactly.
To come in and help you prosecute.
Exactly.
If you look at the likes of Sporting Lagos, they've got the money. They travel every end of the season to go to Sweden to participate.
Even Ikorodu City.
Come on.
Beyond Limits. These are privately owned clubs that are doing wonders.
Okay, but let's move on. Let's look at other games.
Yeah, Niger Tornadoes against Bayelsa United also on Sunday by 4 p.m. Enugu Rangers, the Flying Antelope against the Peace Boys Plateau United. Remo Stars and the Kenne or in Abeokuta actually against the Warri Wolves. Then Shooting Stars against Ikorodu City, Southwest Derby on Sunday right here in the Asian City. And the last game with Siwikitori is up against Abia Warriors also by 4 p.m.
All games will be kicking off by 4 p.m. across all. Yeah. So, but let me quickly ask you here. Pick one game where you can see a away win, 1 away point, and sure 3 points. Let's go.
All right, I would say, I'm looking at Rivers United against Elkenemi Warriors. Rivers United, their first game of the NPFL season was against Remo Stars away from home, and they got a point. So I think
away point there.
Yeah, they should get an away point.
Okay.
Yes, against Elkenemi Warriors. So Rivers United 1 point. Bendel all 3 points.
Sure 3 points.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they don't prove me wrong. Bendel all 3 points. I believe so.
You are not a wizard today.
Then Shooting Stars, outright victory for Shooting Stars.
3 points on the road. Okay, 3 points on the road. Okay,
Bendel
for
3 points on the road. Then 1 point for
Rivers.
Rivers United. Then one certain home victory.
Home victory.
Shooting Stars. I beg, no disappoint me. Are they begging now?
We don't record that.
Shooting Stars, yeah.
All right, remember, Bayelsa United Warri Wolves are yet to lose. Will this weekend be the first time Warri Wolves will lose or drop points?
Warri Wolves are playing against Remo Stars, and I
Stars.
think it's going to be the first time they are going to lose. Actually, Remo Stars will not want to, drop points back to back. And remember, their coach is actually on a mission with the Super Eagles. Is currently not available. So I think, but the standing coach has been doing wonders. He has actually been doing very well. They defeated Kun Khalifa, away from home. So come on, I think they should be able to get all 3 points against Warri Wolves.
Well, who says Daniel Ogumore they cannot come back? Oh no, they'll have to go for.
Even if he comes back, but you go tell him now.
All right, now let's move on and let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But before talking about Super Eagles of Nigeria, remember games were decided on the continent of Africa yesterday for the World Cup qualifiers, and let us also look at how Nigeria can fare on the continent. Remember, their game will be on Saturday, and people have been talking that, hey, Amavubi is not just slowing down. All they want to do is to come to Nigeria, pick the maximum 3 points, or even pick a point. Well, here is the Super Eagles media officer Promise Efoge reading data that Nigeria has never missed World Cups back-to-back before. And look at the crop of players here. Some of them, should they miss this World Cup, that means they will retire without playing World Cup for Super Eagles of Nigeria. Here's Promise Efoge.
Since Nigeria started qualifying for the World Cup back in 1994, Nigeria hasn't missed 2 World Cups back-to-back. It's never happened. We qualified for the 1994 World Cup. We qualified for the 1998 World Cup in France. We qualified for the 2002 World Cup in Korea, Japan, and then missed the Germany 2006 World Cup. The Eagles came back for the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, qualified for the World Cup in Brazil 2014. They were at the World Cup in Russia 2018. Missed the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. I mean, as I said, it's never happened for Nigeria to miss two World Cups back to back. The players know this. They do not want a bad record to start with them. Most importantly, about 90% of this current team have not tasted World Cup action. And you know, World Cup is every 4 years. After the 2026 World Cup, the next will be 2030. And the majority of them right now would not be in the team at that time. So this is a chance for many of them in the team right now. This is the final chance to be at the World Cup. So you can imagine the desperation, the desperation to ensure that the wrongs are put right. With 4 games to go, they know that it is very possible to right those wrongs and get a World Cup ticket. The players are very, very, very desperate to pick a World Cup ticket. And with that mentality, with that aggression, we are hoping to get the right results against Rwanda first and then against South Africa.
Well, Super Eagles media officer there looking at how the situation is in camp and what is happening. What may happen to Nigeria should we fail to qualify? And you were discussing something behind the MIC. There's always the first time.
It's a tall order, honestly.
Yeah. When we failed to qualify for the Germany, was it 2006 World Cup? If I could remember, then it was like everyone wanted to fall, but it did not fall. We moved on.
Even last edition in Qatar, it was like everyone was going to fall. It didn't fall. And this time around, but the sad part of it is having 10 teams qualifying from Africa without the Super Eagles. I mean, it's a slap on our face.
It still shows how football is developing in Africa.
I mean, I don't think. Okay, yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe
when you stay too long in a place and you are not progressing, others will move because they've used their standard.
Actually, because on back in the days, Rwanda, Benin Republic, Lesotho, even Zimbabwe would stand no chance against the Super Eagles.
Now, looking at Rwanda here, all they need to do is to pick 3 points against Super Eagles of Nigeria. 3 points for Rwanda will give the team 11 points.
Yeah.
And victory for Nigeria will give Nigeria 10 points. Remember, Benin Republic is there. Benin Republic is playing Zimbabwe, that is rock bottom. So, should Nigeria beat Rwanda, we still have to look at Benin Republic, which is being coached by
Garnet Raw.
Yeah,
we still have to do our permutation. We are used to that.
Baba, I don't like mass. Make everybody just do okay. But we should Super Eagles all the best. Well, hey, there's a lot of games going down today on the continent of Africa. But remember, Nigeria's game is going down on Saturday, so all eyes will be on that game. So, but today, there's a lot going down. South Africa will be playing against Lesotho. So you're saying that let Lesotho just
maybe beat South Africa, everywhere scatter. I mean, that's going to be the highlight of the weekend. If Lesotho should beat South Africa.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we just have to drop the anchor here and be back tomorrow on Saturday Sports Safari, where we have a lot to talk about. Remember, I mean, Germany was defeated yesterday.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming. And, Lionel Messi played his last game at home for Argentina.
Maybe not his last, because when he granted an interview, he said, depending on how his body reacts. He's old already, so he's saying, if my body reacts the right way, I could be playing the next edition of the World Cup for Argentina. They've qualified already, the defending champions, so they are going to be there regardless of anything.
Okay, I need to know how Adedamola Lafenwa is feeling his body this morning after owning Agba last night. Comrade Ayode Jadishokwe, I love your cap. How does your body feel this morning?
It's cool.
The weather is cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Have you taken your coffee this morning?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. That's nice. I mean, you're already looking like somebody who wants to go and meet Mr. President in where did he travel to? I think in Europe for his 10-day vacation.
Why not?
Why would you like to travel to if you want to go on vacation, comrade?
Working vacation.
No, not working vacation. Just vacation.
No, working vacation.
Okay, for your working vacation, where would you like to go to?
Where am I going to?
Yeah, where would you like to go to?
The Caribbean.
Comrade doesn't
Sunshine.
Oh my God.
Sunshine.
Are you shouting about sunshine?
Sunshine.
Laying by the beach.
Watching
those.
Oh, really? Are there ladies there?
No, I don't know. Sir?
It's soothing to the mind itself.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking of sunshine and water.
That's why the logo on your cap is showing sunshine.
Exactly.
All right, this will be the government point to say goodbye, but do not go anywhere. Coming up next is from the dailies. Comrade Ayode Jadishokwe We'll be joining Comrade Adedamola Lafenwa on From the Dailies. My name is Oladapo Kunubi.
And my name is Omoni Yala. They will see you 1 p.m. tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Safari.
Special. Hey. My body on your body. It's the mayor of Lagos, baby. And I don't think that they're ready, baby.